Welcome you on the show. Weekend Sports on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Just saw 3-in-1 clips there. Tennis, Formula One, and also tech ball. Those actually sporting moment where you love to watch. A big one there. When you look at those sports or watch them, you enjoy them there. For those who love tennis, Formula One, and also tech ball, packed together in one package for you on the show Weekend Sport. We'll be giving you all those details that will be coming up in the world of sport for this hour. We'll be looking at matches for this weekend. Also to let you know that the finalists for the India Open has been actually won there, where we look at Sakari with facing Iga Swiatek in the final. She was able to defeat Coco Gauff. Just a match that just finished being played over there in America. Right now, we also talk about the Flying Eagles. It wasn't a good performance for Flying Eagles at the African Games. They lost against Senegal yesterday. That particular encounter ended 3-2 in favor of Senegalese team. Well, right now as we speak, our team, Flying Eagles, are out of African Games. Well, so painful because before this, the coach and the entire team were trying to see how they were able to make it. In fact, they were urged or charged by NFL president to make sure they qualify. But they could not pick a win in this game, and they lost out. Talking about the African Games there. Well, if you look at how the table is standing for Team Nigeria right now, look at the African Games, the table there. Egypt are still topping with 144 medals, followed by Nigeria with 68. All in all, they have 25 gold medal, 18 silver, and 25 bronze medal for Team Nigeria. South Africa standing third with 87 in total. Algeria are fourth, Tunisia, Mauritius, Ghana, Eritrea, and Madagascar following suit. But for Nigeria, we are back to second on the log with 25, 18, 25 when it comes to gold, silver, and bronze. Hopefully, more medals will be won today. And while we're actually hoping that we'll do well in football for men, we actually crashed out there. For our ladies, they qualify for semi-final, and we wish them the best there. Join us to talk sport this hour. We have two sport analysts and also sport journalists here. Let's have them. That's Ahmad Emmanuel from Lokoja. Good to have you, Ahmad.
Beautiful morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and also you have Joseph Peter from Lagos. Good to have you, Joseph.
Good morning.
Okay, well, I'm sure you guys were listening to when I was talking about Flying Eagles. That match against Senegal, 3-2, it ended in favor of the Junior Teranga Lions. We lost our first game against Uganda. We were able to defeat South Sudan, and the hope that maybe we'll pick a point against Senegal did not happen. What really went wrong from you, Ahmad Emmanuel?
To start with, I was not surprised that the Flying Eagles couldn't make it through to the next stage in a supposed tournament that we ought to have probably dominated. Remember, before the boys, left the country, there were a lot of, criticisms as for how these boys were assembled quickly, and all of a sudden, they brought in a particular Ladamboso, who a lot of people also questioned. He's coming in to take charge of the team once again. When I mean once again, that position is almost looking like a birthright to Ladamboso, something that I think quite a lot of people need to start probing the NFF to come out and explain to us what exactly is the secret between the Federation and Ladamboso. But nobody else will be given a chance to hand you a very, very important, team. As for our national teams, a very important team in the under 20 boys that I believe, if we handle it properly, we could get quite a lot of promising players that can graduate to represent Nigeria at the senior level. All of a sudden, just overnight, the NFL announced that Ladamboso will take charge of the under 20 team again. And there was nowhere the NFL made any sort of maybe advertisement as for a vacancy position for an under 20 coach. And probably will have people coming around to apply, and maybe at the end of the day, also getting the old to now take charge of the team at the expense of these people. That did not happen, just like what we see right now in the senior national team, or what we just saw, I should say, and of course the under 17. So if there were, announcement for vacancy, for the senior team after Lucy Pesoro left, and of course the under 17 team, why Is it that we do not have similar, scenario playing out with the under 20 team? This is where we started failing. Okay, it's not probably that when we got to Ghana, that was when, we now begin to say, oh, okay, maybe something dramatic happened. No, I actually expect this to happen. Not because I wish the team bad or probably I don't want the best for the team. The fact is that they were not prepared. And what we presented at the 13th African game was not the best. And you can't just, eat your cake and have it. You can't give what you don't have. So, I mean, the first game we saw how they struggled. They ended up losing. The second game we saw how they struggled. They managed to win. And of course, the final game, they scored first and they ended up losing. So technically, you question the ability of Ladamboso. And of course, you also question those who believe that he's the only man that can take charge of that team. I think moving forward, it is time to say goodbye to Ladamboso.
Well, talking about Nigerian team there, Flying Eagles have been burned out of this tournament by Senegal. Uganda actually started the whole party. Well, Joseph Peter from Lagos, it's a painful one anyway, but like Ahmad said, we were not really too prepared for this competition. Talking about Team Nigeria for football, men.
No news that we were not really prepared for. Down from, my colleague Ahmed said the job has now become like a birthright of Adambo. I don't understand why. None of us can explain why that is the case, but he took his own players and went to the tournament. And if you look at the abysmal performance of the first game, you wouldn't be so, confident about the remaining part of the tournament. Of course, what they gave is what they have, and what they had is actually not good enough. And something has to be done concerning this situation. Right now, they are out of the tournament, and now everybody is going to, talk, and before you know, the whole issue is quiet, and Ladamboso continues. Or maybe he gets the sack, and then they return him again, because he seems to be something they recycle in the NFL. I don't understand. But like my colleague said, somebody has to ask questions. People like Ladamboso, and with respect to the Super Eagles, to people like Tubakon should not be really come back handle the team of the country anymore. I don't think they have the credibility or the ability to actually take us anywhere, because it makes no sense when you keep repeating the same thing and getting it. You keep it. Something has to be done.
Okay. Well, Joseph Peter trying to say some things there, but it seems the audio is not forthcoming. Well, right now, we come back to the studio as we're talking about Flying Eagles not doing so well, being bundled out of this tournament at the African Games, although we have our ladies there, and we are so proud of them, at least they are making us so proud. And if you look at the African Game, we are still second on the log, trying to see how we can add more. Continuation of this event continues today. A lot of activities that Team Nigeria will be competing in, and we just hope that they will get more gold, silver, and also bronze at the competition. 13th edition taking place in Ghana. Now, talking about the week in review, let's look at UEFA Champions League draws that was made, the quarterfinals, where games the teams will be facing themselves. A big one for the likes of Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, Real Madrid against Manchester City, Atletico Madrid against Borussia Dortmund, and you have PSG against Barcelona. That draw was actually conducted yesterday. And if you look at this game, the winners now, whoever wins here, let's look at the semi-final though. We'll come back here, but let's look at that. Arsenal, Bayern, whoever wins there will face Madrid City, while Atletico Dortmund will face PSG Barcelona. Now, let's go back to the quarterfinals now. We're starting with Joe Peters. Arsenal, Bayern Munich. I know you're an Arsenal fan. A big one. I saw a particular clip of Thomas Muller telling Kai Havertz and the entire Arsenal team that they should forget about it. Bayern will pick their particular ticket. Do you agree with him, Joseph?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
We
can hear you. Go ahead.
Mr. Muller can go ahead and put up any kind of video he wishes to put up because of the previous performance of Arsenal, which has been abysmal against Bayern Munich. But I would kindly like to remind him that this is not the Arsenal he used to know. And even the Bayern Munich team, which he is in now, are not as they used to be, as strong as they used to be. So now there's a bit of equilibrium when it comes to performance of the two teams, and I believe slightly that Arsenal are ahead of Bayern Munich. Though they may have Arsenal's a nightmare like Hurricane. But it doesn't really change anything. As far as I'm concerned, I'm confident as an Arsenal fan going into this game that we stand a chance. This is not the Wenger days when we know that going into the game we are very, very much seen as the underdog. Now we are not so much an underdog. I'm very, very sure that we can pull a surprise. I wouldn't even see it as a surprise, honestly, if you ask me. It's going to be a good game of football. Arsenal are good on the attack and good on the defense. The battle is going to be in the midfield, and I think we have Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, who is actually doing very, very good. So I'm not really like I used to feel when we were going to play Bayern Munich, with the fear and the uncertainty and the lack of confidence. I believe this game will have a good chance. In fact, I give it to Arsenal 70-30.
Okay, well, we're talking about Arsenal, Bayern Munich there. Well, if I just take you on it, maybe, who do you, at least for 8 teams now, as I call it, Arsenal, Bayern, you're already voting for Arsenal. Real Madrid, Man City, Joseph, who's qualifying there?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, well, we'll wait to see. Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund.
Atletico.
PSG, Barcelona.
I'm giving it to Barcelona.
You're standing with Barcelona?
Yes, I'm standing with Barcelona. Despite what they've been through, I believe that PSG are not actually on that level where the other teams that are still in this competition are. They are playing in the French league to be with respect to French league. They are not as good as the other leagues that are represented in this competition.
Okay, now it's the time of Octopus. Ahmad, Emmanuel, let's have your own predictions concerning this. Not much analysis, just the predictions. Arsenal versus Bayern. Who are you standing with?
Well, it's going to be a very, very tough game. I don't want to just jump into conclusion and give it to either of Arsenal or Bayern. However, a lot of Arsenal fans been reading posting, but it's the time it's maybe kind of that. Sometimes I'm a little bit afraid for Arsenal, because when you expect too much from them, they always disappoint you. So that consistency is just one problem with Arsenal, but I don't want to stick my neck out for them going against FC Bayern Munich. You can't take away that pride, that quality, that believe that it's still the same FC Bayern Munich, it's still the same the German machine. They want to come into this game and of course maybe somehow repeat what they did against Arsenal, previously before now, still in this same competition. However, under Mikel Arteta, I possibly believe that there are a lot of lessons to be learned, from the Gunners. And moving forward, they should be able to get past FC Bayern Munich. But then, my fear is don't expect too much from the Gunners. They might just disappoint you. However, I still want to give it to them to sail through to the next stage as far as this competition is concerned.
Okay, why are you saying that? Do you think, like Joe said, he said he would actually pick Real Madrid over Manchester City. Where do you stand? Just the team. Just pick the team. Real Madrid,
well,
Man City.
You can't take away the quality that Real Madrid possesses, especially under our coach that actually understands the game, who has actually achieved quite a lot, in this competition. Carlo Ancelotti will not take anything for granted. And of course, he's not going to leave any stone unturned. He's going against a high-scoring side, an attacking side. I'm very sure he understands or knows how to approach this game. So I'm a little bit afraid for Manchester City. They might just be shown to exit also. I still give it to Real Madrid. Don't forget, just the most successful team so far in this competition. So that pride is also there to play for. And of course, the belief is also there that they know how to do it better when it comes against any opposition. Maybe if luck go against them, might just be goodbye. But trust me, it's going to be a tough game, and I'm still giving it to Real Madrid.
Well, talking about the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals draw there that will just roll out between the teams that will be coming up. Well, right now, let's cross over to the second tier of UEFA League. Europa, that's the quarterfinal also. The draw was conducted yesterday, also the Conference League. Let's start with the Europa quickly. AC Milan will be right there. They will be playing against Roma. Liverpool, Atalanta. Bayern Leverkusen be hosting West Ham. Benfica, Marseille. Well, you look at the semi-finalists there. Benfica or Marseille will face Liverpool, Atalanta, while AC Milan, Roma. Whoever wins there will face Bayern Leverkusen or West Ham United in the semi-finals. Just to let you have a feel of the quarterfinals draw that was made yesterday in the Europa League. Straight down to Europa Conference League. The Conference League also, the draw was made in the Conference League there. Well, that's a mix-up there. Talking about Europa Conference League, Club Brugge versus Pau Salonika of Greece, Olympiacos Fenerbahce, Aston Villa Lille. You have Victoria Pleasant against Fiorentina. Whoever win between Aston Villa and Lille will face Olympiacos Fenerbahce. Victoria Pleasant, Fiorentina. The winner faces Club Brugge versus Pau Salonika. Those are the matches in the Europa Conference League quarterfinals draw that was conducted on Friday. Quickly, we go on a short break to let you have a feel of some Nigerian football. By the time we come back, we'll unveil much more in the world of sport.
Let's go. Allow. Get to the inside.
Thank you. God bless you. Go!
Nigerian football for you there. Well, if you're just joining us, we've been talking sports on Weekend Sport. Well, right now we'll be moving away from the foreign, looking at the weekend review rather. Let's look at happenings in the world of football in Nigeria for this weekend. Matches will be up in the second tier of Nigerian League football called Nigerian National League, shortened to NNL. Well, matches will be coming up in Conference A, B, C, and D. Well, let's look at those fixtures that will be coming up in the conferences. Let's start with Conference A, where games will be up in those NNL there. Let's look at it quickly. The NNL, Nigerian National League fixtures that we were supposed to be looking at in the football matches coming up this weekend. Idel FC against Ekiti United. Dakada versus Abia Comet, Smart City, Coal City, Van Dresser will take on Beyond Limits, Rovers versus Madiba. Those are the games that will be up for this weekend. Now we roll it from Group A to Conference A to D for you. Well, the NNL fixtures for you there right now. We just pick one from each group. I've discussed with Ahmad, Emmanuel, and also Joe Peters briefly. Let's start with Conference A, where matches will be coming up in the Nigerian National League there. Well, as we wait for that to be displayed on the screen, talking about the NNL Conference A right there with Ahmad, Emmanuel. We look at matches that is coming up. Van Dresser, Beyond Limit, Rovers, Madiba, Dakada, Abia Comet. Big matches coming up here. Joe, you look at this one, Smart City versus Coal City. Which of the city will win?
In this case, I think it's Smart City should win. My attention is going with Madiba, who have gone far ahead of the remainder in the log. They are doing really well. I'm happy for them, and I wish them the best against Super.
Okay, Madiba really doing so well in that particular group, rather Conference A. But for City, Smart City and Coal City, Joe is saying Smart City should beat Coal City, a big one there. Let's quickly look at Conference B. At least we also look at fixtures coming up in B there briefly. Ahmad, Emmanuel will also pick one particular match there. Well, Ijebu United, Giant Brilla, Trade Safe Gateway United, Solution FC versus FC1 Rockhead, Inter Lagos. This is not Inter Miami, not Inter Milan. This is Inter Lagos versus Warri Wolves. This is a big match there, Ahmad.
Absolutely, it's going to be a big match. The Warri boys will surely do everything, to pocket the maximum 3 points right there in your backyard. For the boys coming from Lagos, the Italian athletes coming from Lagos, they will also want to prove something, but they're not in the league just to add to the numbers. And of course, our Warriors shouldn't expect an easy game against a big, side. Also, I think I want to pick Osun United and Ikorodu City. Osun United, for me, somehow, a lot of quality is playing out in that team. They were relegated, remember, about 2 seasons ago, and came back, to the NNL again. And right now, with a mission to probably get promotion to the MPFL, something I don't know how it's going to happen anyways, because I've had some of the fans and of course the stakeholders, making a lot of complaints, as far as the kind of caliber of players they actually drafted into the team. Some players actually did pretty very well while the account was open, for a screening then. And at the end of the day, none of them were considered, good to make up the team. And somehow that is really affecting them right now. If maybe they've been getting very good results, especially on the road, maybe nobody will complain. But right now, a lot of people are making up excuses, of course, seeing reasons, for why they are really struggling. But then I want to see the best of football, trust me, as far as this one is concerned. However, the NNL is a little bit maybe better, if you want to ask me, or if you ask me, I should say, compared to what it used to be in the past. And we hope that they can only build and, improve on the standard so far that we've seen this season. Also, don't forget that it's considered the important tier of the league, because we want to see young players being paraded, maybe after the NLO, it should be the NNL. And maybe any player graduating from the NNL should be able to at least, make a huge statement in the MPFL. But by and large, we want to see some very exciting football this weekend.
Okay, talking about the NNL there, well, for the Conference B, we'll be looking at that. Now, we touch on Group C and D alongside Joseph Peter. Let's look at C and D. Consecutively there, Wiki Tourist, NAF FC, a big match coming up in Bauchi State. Yobedesa starts against ABS, El Kanemi, Zamfara United. Mighty Jets of Jaws, they'll be hosting EFCC. Joe, how would Mighty Jets hold down EFCC?
Both teams have really not been doing very, very great. If you look at them, they are not where they would have loved to be. But considering the fact that Mighty Jets are home, I think I'll give them the point, because it's not like EFCC is, really tough this season. But nevertheless, they are always at their side and they are going to try them. I don't think they can take a point. So yeah, I give it to my faith. I give it a point. But speaking about the whole that division on its own, the competition is very stiff. This week is the next week is El Kanemi, another week is another club. I like the competition going on there, and I hope that it gives us have a body with that.
Okay, talking about that's the Nigerian National League. Our time is fast running out. Let's cross over to the big boys. We talk about the MPFL. MPFL is coming up, and matches will be up in match day 25. We look at those games that will be up there. Let's look at matches quickly, then we come back and talk about it. We look at Bayelsa United against Kano Pillars. Abia Warriors will be hosting Sunshine Stars. You have Gombe United, who really have not been doing so well this season, against Aqua United. Doma United traveling to Benin City to face Bende Insurance. Enugu Rangers at home in Enugu to host Lobby Stars of Makurdi, the table toppers. Niger Tornadoes away to Eyimba in Aba. Katsina United will be hosting Plateau United in the Battle of the United Teams. Sporting Lagos, Kwara United, and Shooting Stars will be having a derby against, that's Southwest Derby against Remo Stars. These are the matches for this weekend in the Nigerian Premier Football League match day 25 fixtures. You look at Shooting Stars, Remo Stars as our star match for this weekend. Well, Remo Stars are standing fourth on the table. Shooting Stars are also striving hard to see how they can up their antics. If you are to look at this match, we are looking at Shooting Stars, Remo Stars. Joseph Peters quickly before Ahmad. We just have to have his own contribution quickly. Now, Remo against Shooting. Who will stand the chance to win this game?
This game is going to be a tough game. I believe it will end in a draw. But the reason is because Remo is actually looking to go up at the top of the league. Because if they win this game, it takes them to the top of the league, depending on whatever happened at other games. But because they are having one game, this is an opportunity for them to really go and showcase that they can be among the big boys. I wish them the best. I hope they get the maximum points, but I really don't think they can get it. It's a big game for Sunshine. And I'm just looking at the draw game. I think it's going to be.
Okay, we're talking about Shooting Stars, Remo Stars there. Ahmad, Emmanuel, it's your turn. Quickly, let's look at this big match. Although it's the derby in the southwestern part, Shooting Stars hosting Remo Stars. And we know it seems Remo Stars seems to be the best right now in the whole western side of the country. Where are you standing?
Well, actually, it's going to be Battle of Stars, like you rightly stated. And before I tell you I'm going to be, standing, I think I also need to tell you about the Ikeneremo boys will be storming the city of Ibadan. And it's going to be a big battle between the Oracle and, of course, Ijabo, that they call both coaches. Okay. Now, for Remo Stars, this is a team that is highly motivated. I mean, one of the highly paid players plays for that team. And so, tells you that they have everything working for them in terms of motivation, in terms of the facilities, in terms of the administration, generally. So probably to be home ground of the old winners and let them know. But if everything is intact, for them, they have any reason to come there and draw points, or lose, I should say. So for the boys, they'll be banking the counts in the score of the home fans, who sometimes they fail to give up, then they will have their back turned against them. So they need to play beautiful football. They need to also command some due respect and of course
Ahmad Emmanuel
against
Ahmad Emmanuel, let's we just have to leave you now. It seems your audio is not going well. Let's quickly move away from Ahmad Emmanuel as we talk about we're looking at the MPFL match day 25. It seems his audio is not really picking well. Hopefully we get it done and we'll come back to us. All right, now we quickly go on a short break to let you have those set time where we educate ourselves or remind ourselves about the happening in the world of sport. Did you know segment? to have you back joining us on the show, Weekend Sports on Trust TV. We just rolled out fixtures for this weekend in the FA Cup quarterfinals, Premier League down to French League on. All the matches coming up there, big ones coming for this weekend. In Nigeria, the epic one is between Shooting Stars and Remo Stars in the Southwest. Looking at that particular big matches for this week, or top matches for this weekend. And if you look at the FA Cup, it's Manchester United versus Liverpool. Big war coming up over there in England. And also Inter Milan, Napoli, another big match. Atletico versus Barcelona also coming up. All the big match there. Well, we'll be looking at that alongside the viewers out there. So at least have a feel of what is happening. Any one of the topics will be rolling. Just call in and air your view concerning that. We'll be starting with Manchester United versus Liverpool. Call in to make your contribution. Remember, stay away from your TV set. And also mention your name, where you call it, and also the place you are calling from. Well, right now, Joe Peters, the big one between Manchester United versus Liverpool, a match that will see the club also going in to see how we can move further to semi-final in this game. Where will you be standing? Because we know that Man United, they know what's at stake. Liverpool are going for another cup, and they might want to be the ones to stop them. Are you standing with the Reds or the Cubs?
I don't want to mention who I'm standing with now, but I know that Liverpool are going for the quad, and what's his name? Klopp is actually about to see out his contract with Liverpool, and he would love to win trophies before he does that. But then I do not know the psyche of the Liverpool management, coaching staff, and the fan, whether if it's just win. Because the reason why I'm saying this, if I were them, I would be looking at the bigger picture. This in the sense that the Premier League far more should be more considered by them, instead of the FA Cup. So why I'm speaking like this is because I'm looking at the team sheet that will come out to play today, to play Liverpool, to play Manchester United. Seeing that Mohamed Salah just off the back of an injury, just maybe played some minutes in the last game against City, and he didn't really look sharp. So I don't know. I don't have a bad feeling about it. In England, when you are having a party like Liverpool are having, they tend to be spoilers. And what a perfect spoiler than Manchester United. I'm really not leaning towards Liverpool in this game, but I think they are going to drag the game into extra time, and maybe Manchester United, nicking a goal and winning either during the extra time or penalty. That's where I
we know that Man City will also be playing Newcastle United, Coventry against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Chelsea against Leicester. I'm sure you want to stand with Chelsea on this one.
Yeah, I might want to start with Chelsea on this one. And this is the FA Cup, full of surprises. There's no competition that I've seen upset like in the FA Cup. All the competition I've watched, I've seen a lot of upsets, not like that of the FA Cup. So anything can happen. So Chelsea are actually having a good, not quite long recently, but they believe that they can do this, and this is an opportunity for the coach to actually get the trophy for the team. So I think they can, but Leicester is also in good form. Never can tell. This is the FA Cup. Anything can happen, but I think Chelsea should be able to win this one.
Okay, talking about the FA Cup there, if you're out there watching us, if you want to join us, call us and let's have your view concerning this match coming up between Manchester United and Liverpool. Let's have your view. Although we have 4 different categories, Inter Milan will also be playing against Napoli. You have Atletico Madrid against Barcelona. Not forgetting Shooting Stars also hosting Remo Stars. Either way, anyone you want, just call in. Let's have your view concerning this match. It's coming up this weekend. The weekend is full of tough matches with both in Italy, Spain, not forgetting England, and also Nigeria. Matches later for this weekend. It's a football weekend. Not forgetting the happening there for Team Nigeria. We're still standing second on the log. Though our ladies are still doing us proud. We'll be rolling the 4 into 1. Remember, please, when you are calling us, stay away from your TV set. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Right now, Joe Peters. If you look at England, recently it's becoming a norm for the likes of Manchester City. The dominance is something that for like a while now, for like 3, 4, 5 years, they've been the powerful force team there in England. Do you see any of these teams being able to upstage them in this particular FA Cup this time around?
On paper, you would give it to Man City, considering how they have been tough one. And then if you look at abysmal performance of Newcastle this season. They've not really been where we all expected them to be. Expected Liverpool to take a step forward, but it's like they've taken two downwards. You don't really want to, bet on them in a game that they will be playing against Man City, who I won't question their psyche when it comes to winning. They want to win everything. They've proven it before. So, and the game is happening at the Etihad. So I really do not think Newcastle stand a chance. But then I'll fall back to the thought of the FA Cup. Somehow they like to make things work out for the lesser teams at cost of them. Maybe that's what happens. But honestly, I would put my money on Newcastle taking a point or winning this game.
Okay, big one there, talking about all these matches coming up in the FA Cup quarterfinals. This is a big one between Manchester United versus Liverpool. We just have to go on a short break where we have Sheffield United versus Arsenal game for you, just for you to have a feel of what's happened between those two teams. We have this for you. After this, we'll be back to give you more in the world of sport. A big one there, routing coming from the Gunners against Sheffield United. They will never qualify. Please forget that particular game in a hurry. Well, back to the studio to talk about matches for this weekend. Another big one will be coming up between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona at the Wanda Metropolitano. Who stays top here? This is a match that Diego Simeone will be facing Xavi, and we look at this particular match. It's a big one over there in Spanish La Liga. Joseph, Barcelona away to Metropolitano is going to be a match that Atletico will not want to take for at least for a joke at all. They'll be coming out with a lot of anticipation that they can win this game. Are you there?
It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be it's usually a big game anyway in Spanish La Liga. And both teams are out the back of a win in the Champions League. But if you look at their performance, you would probably lean more with Barcelona. But then this game is going to happen at the home of Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona have not been really great in the La Liga like they used to. It's going to be a cracker. I don't want to pick sides on this game. I just want to enjoy the game of football. I'm going to see the high pressing of Atletico Madrid and the tiki-taka of Barcelona in play. And whoever wins the game, I'll just celebrate. I believe we're going to have a very, very good game of football to enjoy.
Okay, well, since you are at least a bit not too bold enough to stand with anyone, where will you stand between Inter Milan and Napoli? At least we have a Nigerian there. Who knows, maybe. Can Napoli defeat Inter Milan at Giuseppe Meazza?
I really doubt that. I doubt that. In as much as I love Osimhen, but I don't think his team is doing actually well. I think just like Newcastle, they take two steps backwards instead of a step forward. So I expect them to lose this game happening in the San Siro. I don't really see them winning this game in any way. I think Inter Milan are in good form. They were unfortunately, taken out of the Champions League by penalties. You know how the football can be. That does not take away their performance, take anything away from their performance and what they can be able to do, what they have achieved all these 2 seasons. I really stand with Inter Milan on Napoli this time.
Well, seriously, a big one for Inter Milan facing Napoli there. Well, let's see what Osimhen and the entire squad of the Napoli team will be doing away to Inter Milan over there in San Siro. What can they win it? Anything can happen. AC Milan faces Hellas Verona. Juventus hosts Genoa. And you have Udinese against Torino in the Italian Serie A. Match day 29 fixtures coming up there. In the French League, a big one also coming on. Let's look at those fixtures there once again before we wrap it up. For the French League, PSG are still trying to see how they can win it. They are running for it, but well, they'll be facing Montpellier in an away game. Can they do it? Anything can happen in the world of football. Monaco, Lorient, and that's it. That at least giving you all the fixtures for this weekend in the world of football. We've been talking with Joseph Peter. I want to appreciate you for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
Good one. And also we had Ahmad Emmanuel that joined us from local Jakobi State. We appreciate you. Despite the fact that the audio was having issues, he was able to manage with us, and we appreciate you once again. Before we go, to let you know that Team Nigeria are still second on the log, and hopefully they'll continue to close the gap against Egypt at the African Games, where they are really fighting hard to see how they can stay second on that particular log table. They are wishing them the best. Super Falcons, wishing them the best too. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Have a splendid weekend, and thanks for watching.